A great gift for Easter is hope. And to help us this Easter with some nice goodies and Easter hamper, we have with us Gail Jikona. Hi, welcome to a series Swamini. So, Gail, we want to know this Easter what special you have for us.
Right. So we've been doing this treat box for the past 2 years. Like this is the second year right now, and this year we have a couple of goodies. It also includes a lovely, fun activity set for kids and adults too. I mean, from our last year, we've got good response from the adults as well. So, right. So I'll show, or rather, I'll run through the items. We have a chocolate bunny, which is filled with gems. We have moved away slightly from the traditional chocolate Easter eggs, and we have gone with a bunny this time. And we have a chocolate chip cookie cup, which is topped with a chocolate nest. We have a nice big chocolate cheesecake, which is set in a large egg. And we have a sheep cakesicle, which is supposed to be filled with a vanilla cake. And we have a geometric heart, which is another cakesicle in the form of a chick. And this is filled with orange cake. Right, and then we have the paint your own cookie, which I was talking about. I was telling you yesterday about. So on this cookie, you can pick up the paint and you can color it as per your choice. So last year we've got good reviews from the kids and adults too. I mean, even they've had a lot of fun painting the cookie, which is a surprise. Right, and also then it's filled with mini cookies and some chocolate bars. Yeah.
So, Gail, your hamper sounds, very amazing and something unique. The names are something new to me also. So, let's get started.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll be demonstrating 3 pieces today. I'll be doing a chocolate cheesecake in an egg, the sheep cakesicle, and the paint your own cookie, which hopefully my daughter can demonstrate for you. She's only 3 years old, but she's very enthusiastic when it comes to painting. All right, so first I'll start with the cheesecake egg. So you must be familiar with chocolate molds. So to make a chocolate egg, you need a mold such as this. And I'll be making a white chocolate shell. And in this, I'll be putting the chocolate cheesecake, right? So I'll start with the shell first. So I've just melted regular white chocolate. I'm just pouring it into the mold. So I'll have to do 2 coats for this to be nice and, nice and set and a nice hard shell so it doesn't break when you're putting the cheesecake in. So I swirl it around like this so that it gets evenly coated. Okay. And then I just tip the excess.
So, Gail, you said you'll be stuffing some cake inside. So, the cakes are also made by you?
Yes, so in this particular egg, it will have an Oreo biscuit base. If you're familiar with no-bake cheesecakes, they do have a bit of a biscuit base, right? So I'll be first of all making the shell, then I'll be putting the biscuit base, and then we'll be piping in some cheesecake mousse. Yeah. And then we have other decorations to go along, right? So I'll have to take a bit of a break because I need this to set, and then I'll do a second coating, right? Alright, so I have set the first layer in the freezer. You can set it in the freezer for like, say about almost 2 minutes, or you can even keep it in your fridge, but the freezer is faster. Alright, so I'm doing the second coating now. So this second coat will ensure that you have a good sturdy chocolate egg. You have to make sure that it's going into all the corners. Right, and then we dunk out the excess. So you can now pop this into the freezer for another 2 to 3 minutes, and this should be set. So I've removed it from the freezer, and just to unmold it, we need to turn it upside down. Just give it a slight press. There you go. And it just pops out. Alright? And typically what I do is I heat up the edges of the shell, and I just dunk it in some sprinkles. So just to save up on some time today, I have it already prepared here. So I've just heated up the edges, and I've put in some, I've just dunked it in some sprinkles, and it's got a lovely, nice, colorful, sprinkly edge. Yes. So now in this, I'm going to do my biscuit base. I've just taken about, say, roughly about 50 grams of salted butter. I like a bit of salt in the biscuit crumb. That gives a nice edge to it. And these are just some crushed Oreos. So I put like about 2 Oreos in it, and I've just crushed it with my rolling pin. Very easy peasy. And I'm just going to mix this now. Basically, all the crumbs should be coated with this melted butter. And then we can put it into the egg. And you may have to use your hands for this, because just to make sure it gets in evenly. Or you can use the back of your spoon. So next we are going to fill it with a cheesecake mousse. So I'm going to fill this egg now with the cheesecake mousse. It's basically a mixture of whipped cream, cream cheese, some chocolate, melted chocolate, and also there is a bit of gelatin in this, just to help with our weather, because our weather is quite humid, so just to let it set firm, and also some icing sugar in it. And then I just smooth it out with my spoon.
So Gail, you have come out of that traditional box of, earlier you used to get those marzipan eggs and small chocolate-filled chocolate eggs. So now with the trending things, you have moved from those traditional ones to the trending things.
To the trending things, that's right. That's absolutely right. So if you can see, I'm just sort of cleaning it up here, but that's fine. Take some Oreos, which I've just cut into 2. Okay. And I'm just going to drizzle some melted chocolate. So you can do it as little or as much as you like.
Okay.
Yeah. You can go crazy with this one. And yeah, this is the cheesecake egg. So as a bonus item, I would like to show you this chocolate chip cookie cup, which is just your regular chocolate chip cookie. You roll it into a ball after you make the dough. You roll it into a dough ball and put it in, if you have like a cupcake pan, you can put it in your cavities of the cupcake pan, and then you can just put it into the oven, let it bake for about, say about 12 to 13 minutes. Not too much, or you'll have a very crispy cookie. Right? So you still want it to be nice and like hard on the edges, but soft in the center. Right? So once it's out from the oven, it's going to, it's not going to have this cavity in the middle. So you'll have to take a small glass, maybe a small chai glass, cutting chai glass or something on those lines, and just sort of push it down when the dough is still nice and hot,
Okay.
and it will create this sort of a depression in the cookie.
Okay.
And essentially, what you'll end up having is a cookie cup,
Okay.
right? So I'm going to fill this now with some dark chocolate ganache. Right? And what I've made here is a chocolate nest. So basically what I've done is I've taken a cupcake liner, yeah, and I have just melted chocolate and I have piped it all around, right? So it gives you this sort of a nest sort of a look.
Okay.
Right? So I'm just going to peel off this parchment and place it on top. And I'm just going to pipe a bit of ganache in the middle. If you see 3 dots for some cute little mini Easter eggs.
So this will actually require a lot of patience.
It does, because every item requires molds, and they obviously then require time for chocolate to be set into the molds.
Okay.
Yeah, so then there's a lot of chocolate making with the molds involved. So that's what takes up a bit of time. But otherwise, the end result is definitely worth it.
So Gail, after a unique and a very innovative kind of item of your Easter egg, what is the next one in line for us?
Right, so we're going to do this sweet little sheep cakesicle. Yes. So actually, it's if you're familiar with your ice cream on a stick.
Yeah.
So we have that in cake form, which is called a cakesicle, which is like a pun on the word popsicle.
Okay.
Right. So I have put vanilla cake inside with just some buttercream. So I'll be mixing the cake with the buttercream, and I'll be putting in some sprinkles inside. So this becomes a vanilla funfetti flavor.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'll be putting it inside the cakesicle. So you can't see it from outside is just going to be this cute design, but inside is going to be this mixture. So basically what we're making is essentially a cake pop mixture. Okay. Yeah, what we would use for cake pops. And first we'll get to mixing the filling. So I usually just do it by hand because it's like the easiest. You can get your icing all the way through. So see, when you mix the icing with the cake sponge, you're going to get this kind of you can form a ball out of it, right? And if it's looking a little dry like this, then you can add a little more icing into it. So mix in more icing as required. Now you can see it's all coming together. So in this, just take a bit of a ball and you can make a small depression like this and just put in your sprinkles. And then just sort of give it a mash so it goes all through. Right, so when you bite into it, you can see these sprinkles. Right, so I like a little more sprinkles, so I'm going to put some more. So this should be enough to fill the cavity of the cakesicle mold. So how we make this cakesicle is, we need to first of all have a mold. So another mold that we need to have on hand. But this is quite easy to do. So I'll show you how we get around to it.
So here again you have taken a white chocolate.
Yes, so if you see, the sheep face is like a light brown color. So I cannot use white chocolate. I'll have to mix a bit of milk chocolate or even a little bit of dark chocolate into your white chocolate, so you get this color of the skin. So I have a bit of melted milk chocolate with this in this bowl, and I'm just going to add some white chocolate. So I don't want it to be that dark or too light.
Gail, for how many years now you are doing this?
So I've been doing, I'm in the business of baking for the past 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah. And these Easter packs we've been doing, like I said, for the last 2 years. This is the second year.
And how's the response that you have been getting?
It's been pretty good. In fact, I think a lot of people are now moving away from the traditional, just the chocolate or the marzipan Easter eggs. And then that's obviously working in our favor. Yeah, just a little more white chocolate. And then we're good to go. So if your chocolate clumps up like this, just give it a mix and pop it into your microwave for maybe like a 10-second burst until it melts. You need it to be a bit of a pouring consistency, so I'm going to go back to my microwave and just melt this a bit. Yeah? So I've melted it and now you can see it's a nice pouring consistency. This is the consistency you want when you're making these cakesicles. So I'm just going to pour some, and again you have to make sure, you can go with the back of your spoon, but you have to make sure that it goes into all the sides and all the edges. And then just give it a bit of a tap. If you don't do this, you might end up having air bubbles. If you can see, there's like a small air bubble here. So if I keep tapping it, it should disappear. See? And then you can, if you like, you can give it a swirl. Alright? And now I have a cakesicle stick here. Alright? I'm going to, there's like a small little hole at the end. So I'm just going to push it through, give it a bit of a wiggle. Alright, and I'm going to let this sit in the freezer for about like 2 minutes. And then we'll do a second coating. Yes, so I've taken it out of the freezer now and this is set. So basically I've done a nice thick shell on the bottom. But if you can see, the edges are still a little too thin. So if we take out this cakesicle, it will break. So I just want to make sure that we have a nice solid edge all around and the sides as well. So I'm going to put some more melted chocolate, but this time only on the sides. And even if it does break, there's a bit of a hack that I use. I'll show that to you in a bit.
How long does it take to make one?
Well, about 15 minutes along with the decoration, like 15 to 20 minutes around. But then time really passes fast when you're doing it in a big batch, like a bulk order. So then your time does tend to get cut down by quite a bit because you're doing so many things in like in assembly line in a way. So I give this a bit of a wiggle. Okay, now this I have to let it sit again in the freezer for about 2 minutes.
Okay.
So I've taken it out of the freezer and now it's nice and set. So we can put in our cake pop mixture. Okay, so if you remember, we did this mixture with vanilla cake, some buttercream icing and some confetti sprinkles. So you may not need a lot. So put little in at a time and see how it's fitting in. You don't want your cake sponge to be flush to the level of the mold, because I'll show you in a bit. You have to put some melted chocolate in this and it needs to seal up. If the cake pop mixture comes outside the mold or to the brim of the mold, you're not going to be able to seal the entire cakesicle with chocolate. Okay, so I think maybe just a little bit here, and I think we're done. Alright, the last thing is you need to push your cakesicle stick. So this will ensure that when you're picking up the cakesicle, you're going to have this to hold on to. Okay, and then we can directly put some melted chocolate on the back. Yeah, and you see how I'm going to the edge? That's what we want, so that the entire thing is sealed up. And this should do the job. Alright, so after this you need to put it in the freezer again for 2 minutes. So I'm going to unmold it now. Just very carefully push this stick out of the hole. Yeah, and it's going to come out of the cavity, and you have this. Okay, and if you get like these kind of these kind of imperfections, you can just run your finger around, or you can even take a knife and slowly scrape it out. But otherwise it's this. So if you get any cracks over here on the sides, luckily today I don't have any cracks, so I can't show you. But I do get cracks sometimes while making it. So I just take a bit of the same color melted chocolate, and I just take a bit of the chocolate on my hand and just sort of smooth it out, like put some chocolate over that imperfection and then just smooth it out. Okay. So it will look exactly like this, without any imperfections. All right.
So now you will be decorating it.
So now I'll be decorating it. Yes. And how we do it is I use something called fondant. Mm-hmm. So this white for the fleece of the sheep, I've used fondant, and everything else actually is all fondant deco. Okay. Right, and I'll just be doing some slight painting here for the eyes and the mouth. Okay. And I'll show you how I get this blush cheeks. Mm-hmm. All right. You don't need much. You just take a bit and knead it. So most of the times I don't have any fancy cutters. I just, if I need a shape, like this is actually just a cloud shape. Okay. Yeah, so I just draw it freehand on a piece of cardboard, and then I get a template out of it. So most of the time I don't have any fancy cutters. Okay. Then I just make do with something as simple as this. Right? It's always good to make do with what you have at home. Right. Right? So this is just a bit of cornstarch. I will just roll it out. In Goa, it's really humid, so fondant doesn't like humidity. Okay. So you need to have like a small pouch of cornstarch on hand. Yeah. And I have something called an X-Acto knife, and I just cut around the template. So you have something that resembles the fleece of the sheep. Right, so I'm going to do another one. So then I have something called embosser rolling pin, embossing rolling pin, which I just take and just lightly press. Just a bit of pink for the nose. Okay. Again, if you don't have fancy cutters, you don't have a heart cutter to make the nose, you can just freehand draw it or cut it out.
Gail, have you taken some course or some education in this, or is it just your hobby turned into a business?
So I did a very basic baking course. Okay. But just the basics, like just how not to burn a cake. Okay. That's it. So yeah, but the rest I've just learned on my own, watching YouTube tutorials, and over the years I've gone for many master classes. So it's just not like maybe these are the very simple stuff that I can just pick up from YouTube, but something more complex like sugar flowers or these 3D cakes, which require a lot of carving. So there's a lot more to cake and confectionery than what meets the eye.
Okay.
You know, so all those master classes like I've attended over the years, and that's how I've sort of improved my skills.
Okay.
At least I hope so. Yeah, so this is the nose. So I'm just going to stick this on right now. Just a little bit of water, just for a bit of moisture. I'm just going to stick the nose. These are the ears.
And for how long does it last?
So these cakesicles, they can be in the fridge for about 3 days. Yeah. And outside maybe a day at max because of our weather. It's only because of our weather.
Okay.
Otherwise, if our weather was a bit colder, it could have probably lasted up to 2 days as well. Yeah?
Yes.
So now we're going to do some painting. So what I've done is, so like a hack from my side would be just a bit of cocoa powder. You mix it with a bit of oil, just your regular vegetable oil, your sunflower oil. You need just few drops of oil in that, and then essentially what you have is just an edible paint.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's I think that would be a great thing for our viewers as well.
Yes, that's right. Instead of having to buy black food color or brown food color for painting, you can do this, because what happens is you can't use gel color on chocolate. It will just it will not paint easily. It will just want to wipe off, like, you know.
Okay.
It will not stick onto the surface at all. So you need something oil based that
Okay.
will help to adhere to the chocolate. Yeah.
Right.
So you'll see in a while how easy it is to then paint.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to do the eyes now. It's getting a little darker. And if you make a mistake, you can always just take a wet tissue, like slightly damp tissue, and just wipe it off.
Okay.
It will wipe off on its own. So we are humans, we always tend to make mistakes. So okay, this is the eyelashes. Okay. So I'm just going to do a smile now. And you can add in whatever you want. If you want a little dimple sort of a thing, you can do that.
Okay.
So yeah, you can go creative with this. Okay, and then last, I just taken. So this is what I have, like these powder colors which I use for my sugar flowers.
Okay.
They're not for chocolate per se, but for like small decorations like this, I always have this on me, since I do a lot of sugar flowers when it comes to weddings. So I just use this and I just blush it on. Like, you need very little. Cute shape, basically. And I just finish it off with a ribbon. So these tiny details add to the beauty of the cakesicle.
It really takes a lot of patience and
Yeah.
time, and your mind
It does.
on means that you don't commit a small mistake while doing it.
It's true, but even if you do commit a mistake, you can go back and you can rectify it.
Yes.
You know. at least with this part of cake decorating.
Mm-hmm. So yes, Gail, this is another unique thing what I can see, and I can see your 3-year-old daughter
Yes.
also on your left. So I'm very excited about all this. So yes, please go ahead.
So this is the star of our pack. It's called the paint your own cookie. So you can paint your own cookie and eat it too.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's basically, if I turn it over, it's a chocolate cookie,
mm-hmm.
and I've just put some fondant over it, embossed it with a sweet looking design.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I have added these gems. But I have added color onto these gems so that a child or even an adult can paint this easily.
Okay.
Yeah, so they have more color to paint with.
Okay.
So my daughter, she is very enthusiastic always to paint. So I'll give her the paintbrush today. Yeah. Sure. Say hi, Trisha. Say hi to the camera.
Hi, Trisha.
Hello. My name is Trisha, and I'm gonna paint for you today.
So Gail, this is a very unique concept what I've seen. So
Yes.
is this your creation or you had seen it somewhere?
To be very honest, I have seen it somewhere else.
Okay.
But these designs that you see,
Mm-hmm.
so my husband, he's into 3D printing.
Okay.
So he makes these cutters for me on and off. Whenever I need like something as complicated as this,
Mm-hmm.
and then that sort of adds to the advantage, because then I can use those nice designs for these kind
Okay.
of purposes.
Okay.
Yeah, which you may not find across Pinterest or Instagram. So it's a little unique, but the concept is the same,
Okay.
which is to paint your own cookie.
And how do you manage your household work, your daughter, your business? How is that you gel it so well?
It's a constant juggle.
Okay.
Yes, but with proper planning, I guess I can do it. But I have to thank my mom and my mother-in-law. They are always a constant support system to me, because
Okay.
they are able to because they can take care of her. I can do my work during the time that she's taken care of.
Okay.
So otherwise, without help, it's a little tough.
Gail, we come across very. I'll take it again. Gail, I come across many women.
Yeah.
Who always say it wouldn't be possible without family support. Is this
Right.
the same case with you?
It is, but then I also have to juggle around like my mother and my mother-in-law. Obviously, they have responsibilities of their own. So not all the time I can count on them to take care of her. So in that case, on those days, I wake up a little earlier than usual. Sometimes even at odd hours.
Okay.
Just to get the job done before everyone's awake, and I have
Get
to get things ready for the day. Yes. So I'll just explain all the items again. This is the first one that we did is the cheesecake egg, alright, and then we did the sheet cake sickle. We did the paint your own cookie, the chocolate cookie cup with a chocolate nest, and we also have this cute geo heart chick, which resembles a chicken. Yeah, and this is a gold bunny. A couple of these chocolate bars. They've got these nice salty crackers in it. So when you bite into it, you get a bit of the sweet and saltiness.
Salty.
Yeah. And just some regular butter cookies, but they are always fun to munch on. Yes, so we'll be packing all of these up into this box. Alright, so now I'll be packing the box, the hamper, then boxing this up. As you can see, my daughter cannot wait to begin.
Actually, your hamper looks so attractive that it's tempting me also, not your 3 years daughter only. Gail, I want to ask you one question, that there are many women who are still sitting idle at home, waiting for the right opportunity, you can say. Any message for those women, or just the budding entrepreneurs who have started their business?
Right. So, well, to be honest, I was in a 9 to 5 job, which I was not quite happy with. But something sparked this baking passion. I went for a course. I decided that I really liked it. I ended up getting some orders from friends over the weekends. And then it was time to say goodbye to that 9 to 5 job and to start something on my own. It was a huge leap. I was, to be very honest, very scared, because to let go of a desk job or a regular job means that you're not going to be you're forfeiting that chance of having a regular income. But I took the step forward, and I'm quite grateful that it has worked out for me today. As you know, it's been 7 years, 7 good years of being in this business. But for women who are idle at home, coming back to your question, I think sometimes it's not always possible for someone to know what they are good at one point of time. I mean, it comes over a period of time, maybe just starting off with doing something that you love. I think the first thing that would spark a business entrepreneur to start a business is to do something that you love. So I would say find that drive, find that hobby that drives you, that you're passionate about, and probably start from there and see where you end up with it. But obviously you need to work hard. You need to do the groundwork. You need to put up pictures on Instagram, Facebook, because right now this is what is working in today's world, is social media, and everything through social media can be done to boost your business. So yeah, I would say that.
सो ही एक आशिल्ली स्वामिनी गेल, तिणे आमकां बऱ्यापैकी एक इस्टर हॅम्पर करून दाखयला. सो ह्या इस्टराक एक तर तुमी घरा ट्राय करा, अदरवायज यू कॅन ऑलवेज बाय फ्रॉम हर. दिस इज अपर्णा बडिगर विथ साहिल मांद्रेकर फॉर प्रुडंट.